anything about Azure or cross-platform development with Xamarin, which are the topics which I am most familiar and passionate about. Yeah, I will be there. I will be available for you. Okay. So let's get started. So here is the agenda. Here is what we are going to cover in today's presentation. So first, we will do a brief introduction to chatbots. Then we will talk about how we can use Microsoft technology to build these kind of technologies, these kind of solutions, sorry. So we will talk about a Microsoft Bot Framework. Then we will see how we can add some interaction from the data from our databases or data sources, and then integrate this into conversations, into our bot. We will demonstrate this, and then we will draw some conclusions. And of course, well, it says here at the end that there is time for question and answers, but feel free to also post any message in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them through the presentation. All right, so first, let's talk about chatbots. So, well, maybe this is a topic that you might be familiar with or you have interact with. So we have some intelligent or smart agents who understand our voice or our messages. I mean, we can perhaps chat, we can type some message in a program or in an application, and then there will be an agent, there will be a software, there will be something which is not a human that will take this input, that will take this audio signal or text message, will process, will understand, and then will create a reply, a response, in similar way that a human would do. Right now, we are talking, or well, I am talking to you, you are understanding, we are using the same language, in this case, English. We are using a communication channel. And, well, we can understand each other. If I talk about some topic, if I give an order, well, yeah, there will be a response from you, from the people who are listening. So in this case, it's more or less similar. The user types something, okay, I would like to know about the orders, about what I have purchased in the past. And then you get this kind of information. And you can interact with, you can see a summary, you can click to see the order details. But the key here is that we are using natural language. Natural language means what humans usually communicate with, words, common words. So the artificial intelligence part or the smart part here is how a software, how a program can understand what the user wants, maybe some context, maybe some like parameters, right? If they want something, and as we will see in the next slide, how to understand, how to process, how to correctly answer or attend the user's needs. So yeah, that's the question. That's the smart part. And well, actually, conversational bots are considered as one of the most advanced expressions of interaction between computers and humans. So, and well, of course, they are very useful nowadays because, well, with our phone, with our some device, we can get powerful responses, and also in matter of seconds. That's the, let's say, main difference between a human and a chatbot. That, okay, both will understand the users, but one of them will process information faster than another. So yeah, we see clearly that there is a process. Okay, so the user might come, let's say, to some intelligent bot or intelligent agent, and will ask, okay, I would like to add 10 euros on the SIM card of telephone number, and then 390, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is a text message, or maybe it's an audio, let's say a message, and there is a program who receives this information. So this artificial intelligence-based software might search in their knowledge base, or maybe has already been trained to understand similar messages, right? So in its brain, will search, will try to find how to understand this message. So it will try to find some structures. It will try to analyze key words, right? And then, and we will see how to do it, right, with the technology later. But let's say that after this black box, after this smart process, it understands, okay, the user wants to buy telephone credit. But not only that, also it has understood or identified that the user has provided a phone number and the amount that they want to add in the credit, in the telephone credit. So if they already got the key information, what the user wants, and some context, then they can communicate to another program. They can send an HTTP request, or they can search in the database, right, directly maybe, and then do something like, okay, I will search for this phone number. I need the bot, or not the bot, but it has to check if this is a valid number, if it is found in the database, because maybe this number is from another company, right? Okay, and of course, well, the 10 euro. After it has searched and after it got results, either positive or negative, it has to compose a reply back to the user. Okay, yes, your request was processed correctly. Now you got the credit added into your number, or the opposite. Okay, it was not possible because something happened, right? Like the user is not valid, etc. Okay, so basically, the bot does what a human would do. I mean, if we go to a store or phone store, yeah, we will also ask the clerk, okay, I would like to add some credit to my phone number. And yeah, the similar process will happen. Of course, maybe it's in the brain, right? In the human brain, it will understand and it will search with the help of a program. Okay, does this number exist? Yeah. So basically, it's a similar process. But as we said, there are some advantages at using bots. So, well, of course, since they are software, since they are programs, they can combine thousands, millions of data from different sources. Yeah, depending on how we publish them or where we publish them, they are available all the time, all the days, right? Maybe they need some updates, some management. They will be offline for a brief amount of time, but yeah, that's normal to some programs, right? Or maybe there is some maintenance window. That's fine. One of the main advantages is that they are not only isolated programs. Actually, they can be integrated in different platforms or channels. It is quite common nowadays to see bots in WhatsApp, in Telegram, even on Teams, right? Productivity applications, right? Or even mobile applications. And we will see these too. And well, yeah, depending on the implementation, the bot can improve the user experience and keep the human effort to a minimum, as we will see in this case. So, well, it's quite common for some type of companies that they need to deal with some customers, let's say, questions, right? Or it is common, right? Also common, right? To help customers to solve some issues. So let's say that there is some support calls. So the customer says, okay, my computer is not working. So the person who is, let's say, trying to help might have a manual or might know, okay, well, some of the cases or the most usual cases will start with this. Okay, is your computer powered on? Okay, maybe that's a very basic question, but who hasn't had or experienced this situation before, right? Okay, so yes, it is powered on. So, and it will continue. Next question. Okay, so it's something like a wizard, right? But in real life. Okay, so this is checked. Let's try another possible solution, and so on. Maybe, right, before even trying to solve the problem, there will be some data collection, there will be some questions. Okay, what's your operating system? What happened before? Which might help to deal with the problem. But, right, this is just one customer, then another customer arrives, 10 customers per hour, 40 customers per day, 200 customers per week, right? So you can imagine. And right, what happens if most of the time the solutions are the same, or at least the process, the data collection process, and also the trying to solve the issue is essentially the same. Okay, if this question or if this solution didn't help, let's try the next one and the next one and so on. So this process is repetitive. And maybe this person who is helping the customers, or maybe the group who is helping the customers, can be more useful in other areas. So we as a company, right, maybe we can even have them to work in other areas where they can be more productive or they can be more, let's say, happier. Okay. So you can, and this is the key, I will not say the word replace, right? But you can have a bot solving these issues, and then your employees or these people who are helping the users will be more useful in other areas, right? And well, now maybe right, they solve the issues, but there might be some cases where a human intervention is needed because, well, these cases are complex. That's okay, that's fine. The bot will not be able to solve 100 of the cases, 100 of the issues. So sometimes right? After trying, I don't know, 10 possible solutions, nothing worked. So the bot can call one of the people, right, from support team, and okay, I could not solve this. Please, human, please try to maybe according to your experience or using your knowledge, try to solve it. The bot was not able to sort the issue. Then, okay, you inform the user, yeah, this is John, your computer is not power on, let's see what happens. Let's try to solve it with some other way. Let's try to, maybe even the bot was not able to understand the user because right, it was a new case, it was something not common. Okay, so yeah, only in those cases, right, the user will be more useful or will be helping, right? But at the same time, maybe the bot is still there listening or trying to learn how to solve this issue in case that it happens again, right? Or it can even be part of the conversation still, like recommending something else, either to the user or to the employee, right? So this is called human handoff, and it can be complete where there is interaction only between humans, or there can be it can be supervised, where the bot is still part of the conversation, internal or to both, right? So, well, yeah. So this sounds a bit complex, right? How would be able to create some kind of solution? Well, there is a suite of technologies which you can, let's say, group into one, which is called Microsoft Bot Framework. So Bot Framework includes several technologies. We can start with the cognitive services, particularly with this one, with language understanding, because if you remember the example about the credit to the telephone number, how to make the program, the software to understand, right, users' messages. LUIS, or Language Understanding Intelligence Service, helps developers, or helps even, it can help people who is not proficient at development, sorry, to actually create a model, right? They will just provide some examples, right? They will create intents. They will create some entities or contexts or parameters, as you want to call them. And with this, a machine learning model will be created, and you can add this to the, let's say, bot, to the application. So when the user sends the message or sends the audio with the voice, this input will be passed to the LUIS model, to the language understanding model, and you will get a response. Okay, based on this message, this is the intention, this is what the user wants. These are some parameters or entities, and yeah, some other useful information. You will see in a second. But, well, there are also some other capabilities that you can use, such as speech, which we just mentioned, because you can use your voice. You can even create a bot without any programming, without writing any line of code, by using Q&A Maker. Of course, you can also process images. You can provide some images. So you can use Cognitive Services API, Vision API. But that's just one phase of Bot Framework. There are some other elements, such as the channels. I mentioned earlier that bots are famous or are quite popular because you can have or deploy your bots in different channels, and you can identify some of them: Teams, Skype, Facebook Messenger, even on email or Slack or Twilio, right? You can also export them to other channels, to other platforms, Cortana, right? We will see. And also, well, yeah, we just mentioned this, what the users can, use in order to provide information. Okay, yeah, they can speak, they can write messages, they can even click on some buttons, right? Because there are adaptive cards, right? And of course, you can have the bot in different devices, right? Because, well, there are applications, there are websites, right? You can even integrate them in other devices or smart devices. And you can always, in the code of the bot, you can always communicate to other APIs, right? And actually, we are going to do that. So, well, this is, again, what I mentioned, but here you have particular or specific technology names. So here we have cognitive services, we have vision phase, knowledge API, language understanding, which is for natural language. We have some channels, which we mentioned earlier, right? Skype, Slack, Telegram, and so on. So it's essentially the same, but now with particular names. And, well, for the communication, everything will be based on JSON messages. So it means that you can actually communicate with the bot or write code with the bot with different languages. You can use Python, you can use C# or even Node.js to create these bots and to communicate to APIs, and you will see in a second. So essentially, developing a bot by using the bot framework is a software, let's say, process, software development process. How do you develop some software? Well, usually you start with a plan. You design the idea. Okay, what problem you are solving? What are the alternatives? In which devices you would like to have your bot, right? Then after you create this plan, you start building, you start developing. Okay, you use some options available, right? And we mentioned a few of them, that there are SDKs, there are libraries, you can integrate some external APIs. And after that, of course, as you would do in any software development process, there will be some tests. And actually, the bot framework provides the emulator and also web chat. And we will see this. After you have it ready, of course, well, yeah, you can all the time come back, right? If it is not ready, you can improve your code. Then you will test it again, right? After you feel that it is fine or that you can release some version, you can publish it. And you can publish it in Azure. You can also integrate some DevOps process for continuous deployment and also continuous integration before. Then after it is published, you can deploy it or interact with other channels, and you don't have to write any single line of code. Let's say you already wrote everything here. So in order to connect to other channels, it's just configuration, adding some configuration, just a few clicks and you are done. And well, also the bot framework SDK includes some tools for evaluation, right? So some analytics like what the user said, maybe, right? Because we want to identify some messages which the bot was not able to process or to understand. As you can see, this is a continuous process, right? It's improving all the time because you can always, as you would do in any software development, you can always come back to improve, to make your program better. Okay, so now how, in case that you want to create a bot or to develop a bot, what do you need? Well, first of all, you can use Visual Studio Code, or you can use Visual Studio for Windows or for Mac, 2019, right, at the moment. And you can download the SDK, which is a template, free template that you can get either in this link, right, or also on GitHub. It is available, but it will direct you to here, to this link. So this is an SDK template, and it's a Visual Studio extension. After you install it, after you restart, you will be able to create bot projects. You can use EmptyBot, EchoBot, and CoreBot. The EchoBot is, let's say, the basic one for starters, because it will include the template and let's say a project that you can just run it, and you can start typing or writing to or communicating to the bot, and the bot will simply reply what you said. This is the basic one. And there are others, the Empty and CoreBot. Let's say they are for more advanced users, because this is just the project. It's actually an ASP.NET Core project. And they will include just the essentials, right? So you can start creating your communication flow or your dialogues, right? So, okay, well, I think I can show some code. So let's see. Yeah, so for instance, when I create, well, I am using Visual Studio Code, but as I said, we can also use Visual Studio. Here you can see some key elements from ASP.NET Core. So you see that there is, for instance, a startup class, right? You have the configure services method. There is the configure method. Okay, give me a second. Right. Yes, the configure to see if you are in development or in production, right? And you can also add some singletons, some elements, right, that you will inject in your controller, for instance, right? So actually here there is a controller. This is the bot controller, which basically is a template that already exists. When the user communicates with the bot, actually it's a post request, okay? And well, you can start adding your code. Actually, for instance, in this case, I have created this dialog and welcome bot. Here you see the communication is based on turns. So the user says something, then it's after that, after receiving the message, it's the bot's turn. So they will create a reply. Maybe this reply is just a simple message. Maybe it's an adaptive card, as you will see. Right. So you create the response and you send it. You create another post request, right? And what else? Yeah. So basically, this is the code. This is the project where you can add whatever you want. Okay. So, but yeah, I added some other elements, but I will explain this a bit later. So yeah, this is the project where you start writing whatever you need. Then, how to make the bot understand what the user says or speaks? Well, in this case, you can add or you can configure something in Azure, which is a LUIS project. LUIS stands for Language Understanding Intelligence Service. As I said, even though it provides an SDK in order to create everything with a program, you can simply go to the website, which is luis.ai. Right? You can create a project, and then you will start adding intents. You will start training, adding some examples, and also some entities. So, for instance, this is the intent, and here you can see that you can add some messages, some examples. What the user will say for some intent, like, okay, maybe the intent is to know the user's name. Okay, so who is some person, like who is Peter, or tell me what you know about Leonardo da Vinci, and so on. Okay, so, but of course, instead of Leonardo, instead of Peter, right, it will be something different. So this is the entity, right? So yeah, you can provide examples, you can identify entities. After that, you will be able to train a model. We will explore this in a second. So the idea is that after you train it enough, after you provide different intents, enough examples, the user, or you can test this model and provide some messages. Of course, maybe different messages that were used for training, and you will get a response, and this response is in JSON format. Okay, so maybe this message translates into, or you get the most useful information, such as, okay, the user wants to find some news, right, with this high probability or with this high score. Maybe there are other intents, but they are low score because that was not what the user meant or wanted. But also, the user not only wants to find news, they want to find specific information, such as flight delays. And maybe you say, okay, this flight delays is a topic, or it's something, right? And then you can search in the database for flight delays. And as I said, well, yeah, you can publish to Azure. Basically, in AI plus machine learning category, there is web app bot. Here you just configure it the same way you would do it for, let's say, some Azure resource. So you need to provide some identifier, add it to the subscription, inside a resource group, the location, right? And then there is a pricing tier, there is free version, there is a standard version. And well, actually this web app bot, it's a web application. It's a web app. So you will create an app name, and this name has to be unique because, of course, there will be an endpoint, right? So this cannot be duplicated, right? Then here you specify what technology you will be using. It can be C#, Python, Node.js, right? And well, yeah, you need, or actually this, let's say, Azure resource already provides the integration with the LUIS service, right? In order to understand users' messages. So you can create the LUIS application at the same time, or you can select it from the list in case you already have a model. And yeah, well, these are just the adaptive cards that it would be good if you integrate them, because the bot can simplify or communicate, right? A lot of information, not only in text, but you can also use some images, some buttons to improve or to enforce interaction with the users, to improve the interaction, right? And this is also a key part in the web application bot resource. There is a channels part where you can add or you can deploy your bot to. So you can add Cortana, you can add Facebook Messenger, you can add Microsoft Teams, web chat. This is for testing, but you can also use this for a web application. I mean, you already have a website, so you will get an HTML code that you can add in your website. Okay. So where is the part where you will add your data? Well, of course, you can have different data sources. You can have your information in Azure SQL, in SQL Server, in MySQL, Postgre. Yeah, you can have it in any provider. But the key part is to create an API. That's the key part. Access your database, and well, you can add. You can create a REST API, GraphQL, or maybe some other technology. And in this case, I am using a REST API with Entity Framework Core. It's quite easy. So in this case, you see some example. I have the Web API project. Actually, I can even show to you two things. So first, okay, here. So here, for instance, I have my database already. It's an AdventureWorks, actually, example. So I have, or I will focus on two tables. One is customer, and the second one is products. So here I have a customer. I will take this email address because I will use it later. And also I have the product table. Okay. So here in products, there are some bikes, there are some bottles. Yeah, there are some useful, but also there are some images or some thumbnail photos. They are in base 64, but yeah, that's fine. So yeah, we have some products, and let's say that we want to create a chatbot that is able to provide information to the users. Okay, so for that, I have created this project. In a second, yeah. This is the Web API project. This database, I have it in Azure SQL. So here I have my connection string, right? It's an entity framework project. Here I have my controller. One is for customers. I want to, for instance, get the customer. The user will provide some email. So I need to find that user in case it exists. If so, I will get some information, email address, company name, customer name. And also for products, I have a couple of methods. Well, actually, yeah, two. One is information about a specific product. And also, yeah, you can see the code. And also, we want to get either the top 5 products or the products with some name, right? Such as bike. So here we search for products with the which contain the bike, let's say, or bottle word, right? So this is a like query, or also as I said, the top 5 products. Okay, so the products that are top in selling. Okay, so This web API, right? I publish it. Actually, it's available also in Azure. So here I have it. In a second. Yeah, it's already published in Azure, right? So actually it is here already. Yeah, so here I have my my website, and I can just, 1 second. Yeah, it doesn't have any front end. So I will just add this. And you will see some information about this specific product. Okay, right. So yeah, good. So this is the key, because I will add this to the call. I mean, I will send all the calls, right, to the API after the bot identifies what the user wants, right? So yeah, that's the idea. In a second. Okay. And then, of course, how to understand user messages, right? So here I have the Luis project, which I mentioned earlier. So now we can explore that one. So here I am in the Luis website, luis.ai. I have already created the application or the project. And here I have my intents. Okay, I will go back. So here I have intents for add to cart. And then if I click here, I see some examples. Okay, how can a person say to the bot, okay, I want to purchase this product, right? Or not purchase yet, right? But adding to the cart. Okay, place milk in the cart, or request this specific product, or submit to the order, and some examples. Others, such as the product info. Okay, which products do you sell? Which products do you have to offer? Show me the top items. Do you have, and some example? Okay, so you just type, right? Let me see. Okay, I can type here. Do you sell bike? Right, so something like this. So I add it, and then I can click, for instance, because this bike, instead of bike, it can be something different, like a ball or whatever, shirt, whatever. So I have already created something called entity. The entity is basically parameter, right? So I can click here, and you can see this is product, right? The entities are like variables inside our messages. And if the bot is able to identify this, I will be also, right, in my program, able to submit this information to the API, which I have created earlier, right? So I can ask to this API, okay, search for bikes, search for bottles, shirts, whatever, right? And yeah, there are other intents, such as login, right? For login, it's very simple because, well, I just added this message. I want to access the system, something like this, but also something like, this is my email, right? This is these two are, let's say, important because here the user doesn't provide any information. So the bot can identify that, and we can add some code to ask, okay, what is your username? But also the user is able to provide the information from the very beginning. So we can build these dialogues, okay? We can build the flow of communication. So this is important because we can guide the user step by step. And if they omit something, we can ask them for this information, okay? And yeah, so yeah, let's demonstrate this because time is running. And yeah, in our code, in our bot, as I said, after we identified, thanks to the Luis service, this information, we can create some communication, or we can say to the user, okay, our top products are, or this is your welcome this user, and so on. Okay, so just like this. So yeah, just before I go to the demo, this is the structure of what I just mentioned. There is a database. We created a web API which directly connects to the database. No one else is connected to the database. All the interactions go through the web API after the bot knows what to ask, right? Because the user can be here, it can be in Teams, it can be in a website, or it can be even on a mobile application. We created these three interfaces. So the user will use these, let's say, applications in order to communicate to the bot. And the communication is through the Azure App Service, which I mentioned earlier. The bot is there, and the bot receives the messages. And yeah, it communicates to the Luis model in order to, so Luis will tell, okay, this is what the user intended to say, or this is what the user wants. After the bot knows that, it sends the request to the web API and then gets the response, and the communication is now backwards. Okay, so let's see this. I will start actually with the Teams part, which just give me a second, because it's in another window here. So I have already deployed this. I will tell how I deployed this. So I already have the bot added into my, let's say, team. Yeah. So I can just tag the user, so SQL bot, right? Maybe let's increase this. Yes. So I will tell my username is, and I think it was Orlando0@adventureworks.com. Right. So the bot will try to find something. Okay, just in a second, because sometimes I need to do this for some reason. Yeah, so here you can see the response from the bot. Welcome, and this information is obtained from the database, actually, right? First, of course, you already saw in Luis that there is something similar like this. Yeah, so the bot understood from the model that the user wants to log in. I will show the code where this interaction is created. And it obtained this. I can ask the user, the bot, sorry, okay, SQL bot, sorry, to you, okay, I will ask something different. I want to buy a bottle, for instance, okay? And then we will get some response. As I said, sometimes I need to switch to get some response for some reason. I don't know why. It might be about a bug or something. Okay, I think this one didn't work. Let me try again. Or it's a bit slow. Show me the top products. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Yes. Now you see our top 5 products are, and here are the some product, right? Like a classic vest, water bottle, and so on. And of course, they are obtained from our database, right? As I told you, these images are base 64. That's why you see some pixelated, and in some other cases it says no image available. That's actually the image. So okay. So yeah, we get the price, we get this, right? I also have the a mobile application. Just a second, it's here. Okay, but I hope it doesn't take too much time to have it working. Okay, yeah, it's already there. So Let me see. Yes. So I can, yeah, I can ask more or less the same. Yeah. Just, yeah. Also, there is a welcome message. So I want to buy bike. Okay. So here you will see some communication. Hopefully. Okay. So maybe it's taking some time. Yeah, it's a bit slow. For some reason. Okay. Let me try again. Hello. Okay, well, you know, this happens. Do you sell bike? Okay, well, yeah, it's a bit slow right now, but okay, I will come back a bit later. So yeah, and of course we can also have it working in Azure in the portal, because here when we create the resource, which is yes, here the web app bot, there is a web chat, right? So here I have this interface, web interface, where I can add the same. Okay, so I will try again. I want to buy a bike. Okay. So yeah, for some reason now my bot is a bit slow, or I can. Okay, I will just try again. But the usual, no, it was working earlier. But yeah, for some reason it stopped. Okay, but yeah, I will. This information is available. Okay, so I might also continue this, and I can also answer some question. But yeah, because it was working earlier. So these projects are available on GitHub, on my GitHub, so you can find them. I will provide to the organizers in this presentation, or you can take a picture of this slide, or you can just simply search on GitHub for my username, iSwim7. And yeah, so there are several scenarios where you can use these bots. So you can have it for Q&A, help desk, expert system, task automation. In Microsoft documentation, there are some resources where you can learn about them. So you can use cognitive services, bot builder, bot framework, and yeah, there is the documentation about bots. There is a learning path on Microsoft Learn for how to create these kind of solutions step by step. So yeah, that will be all from me. Thank you for your time. And please, if you have any questions, feel free. I will do my best to try to answer them.
Very good. Thank you, Luis. We have a couple comments about, and then just, I guess, one question, wondering about, yeah, do you see the chat?
No. Yes, I see.
Yeah.
Yes, I see first the REST API is very capable in itself. Like if I use bike, it gives me back to 5 pros having bike in their name.
Yeah, yes. Actually,
yes, please.
Maybe I'm very curious. Maybe it's I don't know if it's lengthy, but just look into the Azure project to see if we can see the calls to the Luis service or
yes.
or the parts of the project. And
yes, of course. Just give me a second. It should be here. Bot controller. Okay, let me check because, or maybe I downloaded the. Okay, so maybe let me go to to GitHub because maybe I downloaded the different project. But yes. So here I have my bot. So yeah, this one. Oh, for some reason it's right. Oh, there is the other one. Yeah, the past plug bot. Okay. Well, so here I have the controller. No. Command. Sorry. Here. Okay. Yes. Here. So when the bot receives a message from the user, then it will. This is the call to the LUIS service. So it takes the text and it will get the top scoring intent. Okay, if it was login, if it was I wanted to buy product, whatever. And if this top intent, of course, is not known or it's not null, then it will try. Okay, if it's a login, it will try to find if there is an email provided, which is something that I mentioned. In case that there is no email, it will ask. Okay, this is the case where there is already a username, because as you can see, actually this web API service, I have it here in this other class. And this is the communication with the web API. Of course, I provide the URL, products, product name, or for the customer in order to find this, if there is a customer with this email. So when we have the email, we create this hero card. You saw it earlier, where we welcome the user with the name and the company name. But if there is no customer, if there is no email, okay, if the email existed, but it was not found in the database, we send this message. But if the user didn't provide the email, we ask them for it, send activity, and after that, it will come back again. When there is a product, you can see it's more or less the same. Okay, so if there is if there is a product, we will try to find. Okay, so get products, and we provide the string, right? The message, and yeah, we create this this activity. We create a carousel. You saw these 5 products that are shown or displayed in the flow in the message. So yeah, basically it's here in this welcome user bot class, which was already provided. I didn't change the name, but okay. So yeah, this is where the communication is okay. So yeah.
There's one new question.
Yes, please.
Do you see it, or do you want me to?
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Carlita, for your message, and hi. So can I integrate Q&A Maker with LUIS language understanding? Yes, definitely you can. I mean, you can even add some interactions, because also Q&A Maker exposes a REST API. So you can maybe send some requests to that API. Maybe we can have something in the intent. We can have something in the switch cases. Instead of sending the request to the web API that we created, we will send it to Q&A, definitely. So yes, that is possible. Thank you for your question. And well, yeah, there was also a question about the bottle that didn't work. The REST API supplies 3 bottle products. Yeah, I think it was because something happened with the with the bot. Yeah, right. Because for some reason it stopped working. But
yeah, I wonder on the Azure portal if we can see
yes.
real-time
Yep.
monitoring, of the calls.
Okay, got it. Yes, you can. Just a second because I am a bit lost. Okay, I found it. Yeah, because you can activate application insights, but I'm not sure if I activate it here. Or there are some logs. Yeah, I think I didn't activate them from there, but let me find the logs. Activity log. Oh, sorry, monitoring. Yeah. So, so yeah, we can find here, but I think I did not enable them. But yes, you can have them here in the logs, activating them. Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Very good. That's all the questions I see. Thank you very much for presenting for us today.
No, thank you for the invitation, and keep enjoying the rest of the event. So it was a pleasure to be here. And
Great.
so goodbye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.